easy to think that all beautiful things must come from an ideal life, especially when we fill our vision boards with aesthetic homes and travel destinations. So what do we do as creatives when this is not the case for us? Can we really turn our environments and routines into pieces of art?
Where are you going? The world today is somewhat quiet and the light is shining, so it is a perfect day to go get some reference photos and drive around nonsensically. I don't know. Let's go find some awesome reference images. I'm going to be working on these bad boys, figuring out what image I like more just through putting it on the page and understanding the shapes a little better. Which angle do you want to watch this from? Because I don't know where to put you. Like we're taking up all my space. I have no energy because I'm a disgrace. 3 inches. So I'm looking at rough portions when I sketch this out. I'm just putting in a few lines. Quarter of a way up, we have the bottom of the bar counter. Here are the two quick rough sketches. The first one is kind of this front-on view of the bar counter, and I really like the position of the people, and there's some symmetry in the shelves. The second one is definitely more of a perspective, which I love, and you get lots of layers with the chair in the front. So this is what it was previously, which I didn't like, and I have a picture that's closer up to that counter, so I added that, and it was definitely a little more pleasing. There's no clear winner. I'm not enjoying the scale of some of the objects as much as I did with this one. Also, the light and dark values don't really have big shapes, and that's something I would need to refine a lot more than maybe this one. I finally picked this image out, so now I'm just finalizing the crop and perspective and getting it printed. Wait, I need this. Way too dark. I have to redo this. 1.5 times 2. If you measure out every detail, it's not like you're gonna make a mistake. I have been working over here on the desk just because for the drawing and measuring things out, I need a flat surface instead of working in my new corner over here, and it's going well. We have guests. I've had kind of a slow time putting these lines on here, but it just gets easier as I go along. Let's see what's next. I kind of want to put the girl in here just because you get a better idea of what's going on right away. I'm pretty sure my eyes are gonna fall out of my head if I keep working on this. It looks like I didn't make any progress. I promise I did though. So you can start to see the figure and the space a little better. But I'm probably gonna need another day on it because I have to go to the meeting with my teacher soon, and we'll probably just talk about the reference photo that I ended up choosing because it's different than the one I thought I would do. That's where I'm at. Good morning. I've done some chores and cleaned up, and now it is time to draw. I made some progress yesterday on this corner and the chairs. Ooh, it's snowing. I'm just gonna film you all the time. Look at the snow. I just feel more chaotic and cluttered mentally than before, so I guess one of the biggest things I could do is just focus on the present and do the little things that are going to make a big impact later, which is finishing this drawing. Right now I'm measuring out the chair legs and trying to get that down so that I can put in her feet and have everything layered the right way. Now we're gonna add the crossbar, the leg in the background, and the rest of her feet.
I wanted the perfect thing to paint. For the last 10 years of making art, I have wanted just the right images to make, to draw, to capture in my work. It carried weight, and I felt it would represent me in a better light if the images had drama, emotion, and magic. I rarely worked from inspiration in my own life until 2 years ago. I realized I had a fear that my own world and day-to-day activities had nothing to offer. And while I never said it out loud, I might have believed that I was just a bit too ordinary to be an artist, completely disregarding the fact that painters have been creating work centered around their own observations for ages. It always seemed that it was okay for them because they lived in a place like Paris, had eccentric mannerisms, or a life simply that wasn't my own. Fast forward to 2 months ago in November, I was wandering around places like Target, a little main street, and a Starbucks, trying to figure out what the heck was actually worth painting. I looked for and framed out compositions with my phone, and let me just say that trying to take photos in public with strangers in the shot is fairly nerve-wracking at first. I felt out of place initially, observing regular, everyday locations as if it were the Eiffel Tower, taking photos at every corner. Even when I got home, all the pictures I took fell a little flat. I tossed a bunch aside without much debate. Either it was too boring or the photo didn't turn out. After all the back and forth, I ended up choosing one of those original duds anyways. My attention came back to this one because of how the light reflected through the window into the space, setting a stage for some interesting characters. The lady with the red boots, I remember, had been telling a story to the barista. It had seemed like a one-sided conversation to me, but no bad feelings were in the room. It also happened to be the emptier side of the store, void of people near the windows, with the chairs a bit misplaced, a little bit like me. I looked at this picture and my mind went right back to the space. It had a feeling that I could connect to, that others could connect to, and imagine themselves being inside of. And for me, that seemed worthy of a painting.
I worked over here and then a couple of solid spots. It's starting to read as like a full space instead of just a bunch of random stuff. I did make a lot of progress in the last few days, especially in this area. Got a nice definition on the form of the bags and everything. What would you say if I told you I have, oh no, it's tomorrow. I have like 24 hours left before this is due. So it needs to be done, and I'm close. But the last steps are always the hardest. Suits, reference, coffee, palette. That looks so funny. But it's getting really dark in here and I need some kind of light.
I've learned that inspiration can come from anywhere. It takes practice to start breaking down what we really see instead of squinting at the world and making assumptions about what's in front of us. Plus, there is a lot of beauty and plain joy to be found in our simple routines or environments, and that can be worth sharing just as it is. Sure, you can set up still lifes and do master studies when inspiration is low, but don't forget you can also sharpen your eyes and your taste for what lights you up just by taking in your world as it is in every moment.
It's done! And now we're gonna take this bad boy and my other work to class. I'm so excited! See you later, studio. I did have my critique last night for this and all the pieces I made this semester, and it was really nice. I think I made a lot of progress. My teacher was impressed with how I showed the lighting. I also just love the colors, the contrast. Even the way I resolved the background worked out pretty well. That texture in the floor. Her boots. And obviously these little Starbucks details are really fun. Oh, and this little spot is just super satisfying with the numbers and the exit sign.